This week, we're going to talk for just a few minutes about hiring a VA. Hiring a VA can absolutely change your life. And honestly, I was really opposed to VAs for many years. I had had a VA and had had a horrible experience and was bound and determined to keep uh, everyone else from having the same horrible experience that I had. Actually, cannot remember if it was 3 or 4 VAs in an 11-month period of time, but it really didn't work well. But I'm going to share a few tips and tricks for how to make a VA relationship work fantastically for you. The first and foremost, I would say, is hire direct. Don't go through a third-party company. There are a lot of third-party companies around, and I won't name them, but you're likely thinking of 1 or 2 or 3. And the way that third-party companies get paid is by being the middleman. So let's say your contract with the third-party company is $1,500 a month. What's likely happening is they're finding an entry-level VA for you, which in today's market costs about $600-700 a month. They're finding an entry-level VA for you and they're paying them cheap to get them to work for you. And they might be paying some extra things for them, right? They might be paying health insurance or something like that, but they're keeping most of the profit. They're keeping quite a large number between what they're paying the VA and what they're charging you. So if you're paying a VA company $1,500 a month, in all likelihood, they're paying $600 or $700 for entry-level talent, and they're keeping $800-900 a month in profit. And you just need to really keep that in mind. I have found that you can get mid talent or even sometimes actual talent in that, I'm going to say $800 to $1,200 a month range if you're hiring a VA direct. And so not only does that save you money every month, but you're also getting someone who has more experience, more talent, is more committed, right? You're getting a better person for your company that's going to work out better for you in the long run. And it just takes a little bit of legwork of doing the hiring yourself. Well, and actually, it wouldn't even have to take that. There are companies out there that will do the hiring for you, and then once you've selected them, you'll pay a fee for them to do the hiring for you. And then once you've selected your candidate, they'll kind of step out of the way and let you just be the direct employer-employee relationship. Hiring a VA works really well for the second reason, because it's a tax deduction, because it's an expense in your business, just like any employee would be an expense in your business. And this is confusing for some people because we're hiring VAs usually outside of the US. And so I can assure you, even if they don't have their work visa or a social security number or anything like that, which they won't, to be able to work for you, you still will be able to deduct the wages that you're giving them as an expense in your business. I have found by hiring direct, you can actually get talent. If you're clear on exactly who you're hiring for and what you're wanting that person to do, there's probably someone out there in multiple countries that would be super happy to do it at a really affordable rate compared to you finding someone in the US to do it for you. So what I would recommend is start making a list. Start making a list of all the things that you do on a day in and day out basis that someone else could be doing, and they wouldn't have to be sitting at your desk or driving around your city in order to do it. The list might start small, but it will grow the more that you really dedicate time and energy to growing it. For a lot of you, it might be as simple as looking at how many transactions are you closing every month. And rather than paying a TC company, would there be a way to pay a virtual transaction coordinator, someone to work for you full time? Would it be cheaper to pay them $800 to $1,200 a month to work for you than closing your 3 or 4 transactions a month through that TC company that charges you whatever it is they charge you? And then imagine how many extra hours you would have that person could be working for you and helping you grow your business. If you'd like more information on how to get started with the hiring process, or let's say you've hired wrong and you want to know even more ways to not make a mistake in the future, just feel free to reach out and I'd be super happy to walk you through next steps.